Okay, so I have a... Oops. Spoilers. Wait. Do you guys want to hear a fun fact? Are you ready to hear a fun fact? Alright, fun fact. My grandfather was on the NBA back in the 70s. This is him. No blood relation. I should specify. He was on the Chicago Bulls in, well, many years, but this... Wait, when the fuck was this? I guess 72 to 73. He was in Chicago. But anyway, he's most well known for being on the Chicago Bulls. So, anyway, so yesterday I was at my grandma's place, and she was like, "Oh, you collect trading cards, right?" Which I kind of do. Why don't you look at these trading cards I got of Grandpa? And I was like, "Oh, she got trading cards of Grandpa." But what she hands me instead were two envelopes that were addressed to him. And, inside of either were trading cards, one trading card and a note, and they were from two different people. And I read the first one first, of course. I mean, and it was from a guy who's just like, "Hey Norm, I'm a big fan." Here, I'll read it to you. "Dear Mr. Van Leer, I hope this finds you well. I'm a big fan and would love to add your autograph to my collection. Thanks for your time." And then he signed it. I'm not going to say his name. But I looked up the house that it was sent from, and it's like a rural home, so it stands to reason that he'd still be there. I feel like, people own those homes, and even if they stopped living there, it probably was then moved into by children of theirs. I sent his back with a little note saying, "Hey, I know it's been 15 years, but my grandpa is dead." I didn't say that. So I started to understand, these were sent to Grandpa with the implication that he would send them back. These were people's possessions that they were expecting to regain at some point, with additional value. And they just never received them. So then, that leads us to the second one, which is very different. "Dear Mr. Van Leer, my name is Jacob," I'm not going to say his last name, "and I am 12 years old. I like to play basketball, baseball, and football. I also like school and really like to read. My favorite subjects in school are history, science, math, and PE. I like to read every day, and I just finished reading Oliver Twist and To Kill a Mockingbird." No one asked. That's mean. "When I was in elementary school from the 1st grade through 5th grade, I read a story to the kindergartners at my school once a week. This year, I have just begun my 2nd year of middle school, but I would still like to help my old elementary school raise money. Uh-oh. Next year, my old elementary school will be having its 117th fiesta." I don't know what that is. "They don't have enough money for science, art, music, PE, computer teachers, or a librarian. So they have a fiesta and auction every year to raise money to pay for these teachers. Over the past 7 years, the autographed sports cards I have given to my school have raised over $5,100. That's good. So would you please sign the trading card that my dad had a sports card shop donate that I am sending you? And I will give them to my old elementary school for the auction." So yeah. So the return address and the envelope that he attached with a stamp included so that my grandpa could send back the autograph, is in LA. I'm from LA. I don't believe my grandpa's address was in LA, so just a funny coincidence. These apartments, tenants come and go. It was not a, live here for the rest of your life kind of apartment, I'll say that much. I'm trying to be very cautious about people's privacy and info, because this is just some 12-year-old who sent a letter. But I tried to Google any possible relative. First of all, he was 12 years old when this was written. So he doesn't live with his parents anymore. So I tried to Google if there were any people that lived there, but unfortunately, it's a very common last name, so no results came up. And when I Googled just the address and, like, tenants on those weird, like, websites where it's like, find out their phone number, find out, you know, there was no one there with the same last name as him. So then I thought, well, either way, he's not the rightful owner of this card. This card was donated to the school by a sports card shop. So realistically, the people that are losing money from never getting this card back, which, by the way, I Googled the card, the highest price I saw for it was $50, which is not that expensive for a card. I mean, it's not that cheap for a card either, but, like, you know, I tried to determine if there was a sports card shop in 2008 in that area. It's hard to tell. It was hard to find any results for that. And then I tried to Google Fiesta, like elementary school, area of LA, Fiesta. Just the words elementary school, because he doesn't specify the school, he doesn't specify the card shop, and there was no results. So, I just have this tragedy on my hands. And also, it's like, it's 2008. This school is like, who even knows if this school is still together, you know what I mean? This is absurd.